Welcome to the DataFrames Part 2 video. Here I'm going to use the same data frame that we created in the previous one. So here I imported Pandas SPD, NumPy, and also rent an library from NumPy random and made a data frame. Let's talk about conditional selection. This is one of the most important functions in Pandas. It is very similar to what we have in NumPy. For example, if we write df greater than 0, it will return a matrix of true and false values, where true means the data was greater than 0 and false means the number was less than 0. We can also create a new variable and assign it a new matrix. For example, df_2 equals df greater than 0. And let's check the new df2, and here is the result. And if we pass this new data frame into the square brackets of the previous data frame, we get a matrix with numbers where the value was true and null values where it was false. You can get this answer by simply writing df, then square brackets, df greater than zeros. And here is the result. So you get the values where the condition was true and null value where the condition was false. You can also pass a row or a column. For example, we can write df square brackets, and then inside the square brackets, let's say x greater than 0. We will again get a series of true and false values for positive and negative numbers. If we check the x column again, the f square brackets and x, we will see that for numbers that were less than 0, for example, this second number, the result is false, and the others that are greater than 0, the result is true. Now we can pass this condition into the square brackets of the previous data frame, and the result will be without the row where the negative number was. df square brackets, df again square brackets, and x greater than 0. And here is the result. In this case, we get a data frame without the second row where x column was less than 0. Let's look at another example. Suppose we want to take all the rows where the column Z, for example, is negative. Here, the Z column has two negative numbers, second and the third numbers, and the rest are positive. So as a result, we should only get rows with these negative numbers. For this, we can write, let's have a look again at df, and we can write the condition df, then inside the square bracket df, where column Z is negative. And here is the result. We get only the rows back where the numbers in column Z were negative. You may notice that the answer is still a data frame, and you can perform any data frame operation on that result. You can do this in two ways. First, you can create a new variable that takes the result of the data frame. For example, let's call it small df equals, and our condition, and small df is the same. And then we can check, we have already checked, and or you can explicitly write the condition and then put square brackets and let's say take the column x. For example, we can write the condition, put the square brackets, and let's, for example, choose the column x. And here is the result. You can also pass the list of columns. For example, we can write here another square brackets because we need to pass a list. And let's take also y. Another square bracket. And here is the result. Now let's see how you can use multiple conditions. For example, select the part where x is greater than 0 and z is lower than 0. To do this, write the command ampersand and use parentheses. So at first we start with df, then square brackets. And then we need to put parentheses for two conditions. df, then square brackets, let's say x is greater than 0, and again, parenthesis df, let's say z is less than 0. So sometimes some students write the command and, as I did here to show you, instead of ampersand, and this leads to an error because the and command only accepts true and false singular values, not series. But in our case, we are dealing with series. And if you want to do the OR operation, you can just use the pipe operation. Let's make here an ampersand, and here is the result. Again, the simple OR operator does not work in this case. For example, we can write here OR, and it leads us to an error because we are dealing with series. For that, you can write just pipe. Let's look again at our data frame. If you want to reconstruct the index as prime numbers, such as 1, 2, 3, etc., you can use reset index command, df dot reset index, and then parentheses. And here is the result. This will add a new column with simple index numbers, and the letters used will become a column. If you want to completely replace the letters with an index, you can add in place equals true in parentheses. In place equals true. Sorry, without commas. And let's have a look, df. And here is the result. Now create a list in which each item consists of two letters. Index list, for example, AB, CD, EF, and GH. If you want a completely new index for your data frame, you can create a list and then assign that list as the index. Then we can create a new series in the data frame and assign it to our list. Let's say the F letters equals index list. And let's check the data frame. And here is our new column, letters A, B, C, D, E, F, and GH. And now we will set it as an index. df.set underline index. And in parentheses, we should write the name of the column, letters. And when we check our data frame now, it will show the old index column and also the new one. Again, if you want this to be the final result, you should add the argument in parentheses in place equals true. That's all for this time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see new videos.